Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Geezer's Got Game. Today I'm going to talk about a 2016 Tacoma. I'm going to do another video just talking about what it's been like to own it for 4 years and 70,000 miles. And today I'm just going to talk about the options that I put on, some of them aftermarket, some of them from Toyota, and how well they've held up and how useful they've been. You want to bring your toy? Should we go fetch? Want to go fetch? Okay, let's go do that. Here we go. First thing we'll talk about is this deflector up here. This one is made by WeatherTech, and the main reason you used to get them is to keep gravel off your windshield, and for that purpose I gotta say I don't know that it's great because I suffered broken glass already, but what it has done, and the reason I got it, is for protection of the paint when you drive over gravel surfaces. And this paint's a little dirty right now, but there have been 0 touch-up spots to do on the hood since having that thing. Been really happy with that. Here's something I put on after the original wheels and tires had 29,000 miles, and I'd done all that research on the KO2s and did research on how large of a tire I could get, and these are 265/70 R17s. These tires fit really well. I was trying to get the largest tire I could find without getting a lift kit because I didn't want more wind to push down the road, and you can see where I may have had to trim a little bit of the fender flap in order to make them work, but otherwise they're working fine without any rubs. These now have over 40,000 miles on it. Let's check the wear on these. This shows that it has 8 30-seconds tread there on the edge. Here in the middle, 8.5 30-seconds. Let's check the rear tire. These have been rotated every 5,000 miles. This shows the rear to have 8 in the middle, and on the edge 8.5. So those might have a little too much air depending on which end of the truck they're in. These have over 40,000 miles on them. My only complaint is they're getting a little bit louder with age. Also bought these fuel wheels with it at the same time, and they look great on the truck. You can see where the people that have worked on the tires have scraped up the edge with their power tools, which I don't think can be avoided, but unfortunately there's no way of touch-up painting that. It's not something you're going to paint black because it's more of a translucent brownish, bronzish black color. This ARE Canopy is one of the best tools that I added to this pickup. This pickup's a great tool to start with, but this has a lockable hatch. It's the third one of this brand that I've had. Workmanship on the fit and finish is great with these. 2 canopies ago I had one for 10 years on a 2005 Tacoma, and it was painted blue to match the Speedway blue, and it did not have any problems with the paint surface during those years. The door sometimes has to be adjusted, at least in the previous one, but this one's just fine. It has these windows that swing open and have a screened opening. It has a slider front, which is an option. It has these light strips, LED light strips on the roof that are very bright at nighttime. You can order a paint code, the exact color you want. This happens to be a Lincoln metallic black that was used in their pickups and some of their other things, maybe a Navigator or maybe a car, I can't remember. but it has multiple colors of metallic, and I really think it offsets the bright orange paint well. The only problems I've had with this particular one is with how they attach the wiring. I've had to go back and add clips to keep the wiring from coming undone, and I've had to glue and re-glue, try different things to keep that the wiring strips up on the roof. Of course, when you put a canopy on the back of one of these Tacomas, even without putting any tongue weight on it, it tends to bottom out if you go over speed bumps or anything like that. And so I added the Firestone airbags. I installed those myself, and I run about 18 pounds when I'm empty. Of course, there's always something in the back, you know, dog supplies and extra tools and straps, because this is a world used pickup as far as tool goes.
That air ride suspension gives the truck a good ride even when you have a trailer with a heavy tongue weight.
Let's move over to the mud flaps. I tried to order these from the factory. At that time they weren't available. I get to drive on a lot of gravel and snow-packed roads in the winter when we go to Central Oregon. And from my experience, you get a lot of gravel damage usually right around here in this area. And you can tell right now that there's nothing there, and that's a combination of those mud flaps and these running boards. Of course, running boards aren't my favorite thing because they kind of hang up, they stick down a little bit. These stick out wider than previous running boards, and I would rather had bars, but that's the way this came. Anyway, those have done a great job of keeping gravel damage. Another thing that I put on Aftermarket, and I'd really recommend this to any of you viewers, is this roof rack. They unclip right here and then move over and clip right back there. The other one on the other side does the same thing. These are, of course, made by Toyota for this rig particularly. If your rig doesn't come with this, a smart way to get these is online or eBay or something. It's usually a lot cheaper than from the dealer. We have a dog that's an important member of our family. This is Lexi, meet her. And she has ridden in this thing all over the place. With 70,000 miles, she's gone on most of those trips. And so let me show you what we did to the seats. Come on out, Lexi. Come on, baby. Atta girl. I've tried 2 different dog hammocks. The first one wore out and it was good. This one's a better one. I think it's called Gold Armor, and it comes with clips like these that'll just come right off of your headrest. The only downside is that they don't stretch the whole width of the seat very well. I haven't been able to find one that does, and so I put an extra blanket at the other side just to cover that up. But it really keeps the seats from getting messed up, which is nice. These door panels are also ones I got off of eBay, and if you buy these, I would recommend getting the ones with the metal tabs. The Velcro is a good idea, except their glue doesn't stay on forever, and it leaves this, which will clean up, but it's not always holding. When I bought this pickup back in 2015, leather seats were only available for the limited edition, and I like leather. It's easy to clean up and you can slide in easily, and I think it would last well. These have got 70,000 miles. I think the brand is Katzkin. And now you can get an off-road version, a TRD off-road with leather seats. It would cost about $46,000 from what I've seen to replace this, and I paid about $38,000 without the leather. The seats were just over $400 on eBay, and then I paid a local guy that does upholstery another couple hundred to install them, which he did in a day. Here's the driver's seat, no tears. There's a little wear right here, but I think it will look fine if I put a little black shoe polish on it. I treat them about twice a year just to keep them moist, because I think drying out in the sun is the worst enemy of leather. Anyway, the only other option I put on this is of course a K&N filter under the hood, which I can't really report how well it's done. I can just say the engine oil is not too dirty after 5,000.